All right, we are on part B of our video here. Okay, so or part B of the problem, right? It's the second video. So in the first one, we use our quadratic formula, which is this. I apologize for not writing it down in the last video. Right, x equals this, right? And x in this case is t, right? I'm going to have to roll this down for a second to get the show you the formula we got to use, right? The what's going on here? All right. So with this problem, they're asking us when will the diver hit the water? Well, if you think about this as a quadratic formula, right, or quadratic equation, it's following a parabolic trajectory, right? And where the diver hits the water, right? He's not hitting the water there because he's going backwards. So this one's kind of like out. But this one right here is good, right? That's a thumbs up because that is kind of, if you think of the water sort of as our x-intercepts, right? That's going to be where it crosses it. And those are otherwise known as our zeros, right? So what we got to do is just find the zeros of the function, which is basically solve this equation. And then use the one that makes the most sense to us. All right, and so I'm going to take this down just a little bit here. All right, I'm going to rewrite our equation here. So we've got h equals negative 4.9 t squared plus 3t plus 10. Looks like I put a little negative sign there, which I didn't mean to have. There we go. Okay, so when this guy or girl or whoever hits the water, right? That is a height of 0, right? Because that's your x-intercept. So we have 0 equals negative 4.9 t squared plus 3t plus 10. All right. So now let's solve this thing using the quadratic formula. We know my a is negative 4.9. B is 3. These are the same as the last one we did. And now C is different. So it's just going to change my discriminant. All right, so we have x is equal to negative b, so negative 3, plus and minus the square root of b squared, which is 3 squared, minus 4 times my a is negative 4.9, and then my c is 10, and then all over 2 times your a. My a is still negative 4.9. All right? So let's simplify this a little bit. So we get negative 3 plus and minus the square root of 9 plus, because you have a negative times a negative, plus, and I know from trying this already that it's 196. All right? So plus 196, and this is all over negative 9.8, just like the last time. So this gives me, right here, the square root of 205. And I know from doing this problem, trying to do the problem, that gives me 14.32 is what the square root of 205 is. So this is going to give me negative 3 plus and minus the square root, or no, we already figured out the square root, plus and minus 14.32 all over, sorry, that's equals, right, all over negative 9.8. All right, now let's think about our two solutions, right? So you're going to have negative 3 plus 14.32 over negative 9.8. Now, negative 3 plus 14.32 is going to give you a positive number. And you're going to have a positive, this is going to be positive up here, divided by a negative, which is going to give you a negative answer. And we don't want a negative answer because that doesn't make sense if we're talking about when, which is time. So we're not going to use that case. Instead, we are just going to use the negative 3 minus 14.32 over negative 9.8 because that's going to give us something that's going to sort of make a little more sense to us. All right, so let's do that. So we're going to have 3, so I'm putting this in my calculator right now. For the weird awkward silence, divided by 9.8. So this is going to give me approximately, that's what that squiggly means, 1.8 0.77 seconds. All right, and so that is my answer here. When will the diver hit the water? In almost 2 seconds, right? 1 3/4 seconds approximately. Okay, so again, you're using the quadratic formula to help you solve this, and you're just kind of going straight forward ahead with it. Good luck with these types of problems, and there will be another video coming out on how to do the area maximization ones.